Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be channeling messages from the Archangel Jophiel, or the angel of beauty, creativity, and joy, as well as an angel of wisdom. She is coming through to help you channel her energies and the spirit of your inner child during this time of your life where we could all use a little bit more joy. So I'm going to be working with her. If you have been working with angels or angel magic recently, then this message is for you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Being here really does help this channel out and help me move forward on the spiritual journey. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And as usual, I will link any songs I get in the description below. I am actually going to have an entire playlist for anybody who so chooses to listen to the music that I am picking up on from Jophiel. And if it seems like I'm a little bit slower today, that is because my energy is at this time being transmuted and worked on. Jophiel is working with me to help me enter into a new phase of my life. And I just thought I'd invite her to come in during this session. So we'll see what comes through. But one of the main themes that came up when I was meditating, and right now I can feel myself going a little bit slower than usual. And there's a lot coming to mind, and it has to do with confidence. And I believe some of you are working through an old thought process and maybe struggling with confidence in your abilities. For some of you, if you are highly spiritual people and are working in a certain craft, or you're working on a career path that is specifically a spiritual healer, medium, channeler, I get the feeling that you might be working on some doubts or insecurities with your own abilities or confidence in your craft. Because when I was meditating before I even hit record, I was basically told there was a little bit of needing to work on the solar plexus and sacral chakra and having to do with confidence, Queen of Wands energy, and all that. And when I sat down to record properly, there was this almost weirdly intrusive thought I had that was like playing on repeat until I had to kind of like take a step back and continue to slow down my energy. And the thought was, you're a terrible tarot reader. Like you're horrible at this. And I'm like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. Because I'm just gonna be honest with you, that's the first time I ever thought that. Like, even when I was practicing alone on myself, I don't think I ever really thought, oh, I'm so horrible at this. So I just want to say, if there are any of you who are having a hard time with this, having a hard time even using cards or reading cards, and right now might be dealing with a crisis of faith in your abilities, just know that it's normal and it's okay. And the thing is maybe cartomancy is not your thing, not your realm of magic, not your. I'm also hearing for some of you might be in a theater group, so that might be also where the confidence is shaking. Anything that puts you in a space where you are in the public eye, on stage or on camera, or just showcasing your gifts to even just a few people in front of you, there are some things that you might be working through as far as confidence goes. I'm just going to be very honest. A lot of this information is coming through me very slowly. And I think it's mostly because there's a lot of like toxic whirlwind energy that seems to be surrounding this group. And now, personally, I want to say that I don't normally read the cards. I think the cards for me are just here to be reconfirmations and for you to read along with me. And if you gain any information from them, then that's definitely a good thing. For me, I am purely doing energy reading. I am mostly just feeling what you're feeling and what Jophiel is helping me kind of work through. So I am very much the type of person who spiritually embodies whoever needs help and whose ever frequency is sort of engaging with this channel actively. So that is the type of channeler I am. That is how I divinate, is pure energy. And while I do like using these cards, they are a very helpful way for me to gain more information and help you as well, the viewer. You are not alone in having a lack of clarity or confidence in your gifts right now, if that is the case for some of you who identify as a spiritual healer or are practicing cardomancy. The thing is that consider you might have a different niche of divination that is meant for your pathway, and that will be very individualized for you and you alone. Like I said before, I started out just diving into I would say channeling my psychic gifts by studying tarot and learning about astrology. And then as I slowly learned a lot more about the craft and I gained more confidence in being a channeler, I noticed that I'm definitely a little bit more prone to lean towards mediumship, like spiritual mediumship, sitting in front of a person and just knowing what's going on with them, feeling their energy, seeing like their aura, and experiencing them in a mirror like context. And it's a lot different doing this over the internet because there's a lot of information coming through and it's not one on one. So this is very much a relative to how close my viewers are to me and how they connect with my readings is depends like how much I can channel through to you. And the more people who engage actively with me, the less likely things are going to come through very quickly, and the more likely it's going to be slightly more sporadic depending on the type of reading I'm doing. Now, I hope that makes sense for those of you who needed help with this, and just know that you're not alone. But you might need to take some time off to be alone and in hermit mode and reconnect with your inner joy and just be able to sit with your own energy and find a place of peace to redirect you towards your throne, towards your sunflower, towards your field of study, and finding your niche, finding what your form of healing and divination is. So exploring those different avenues, I would highly suggest, especially if you've gotten this far in studying tarot or just understanding like these sort of spiritual ways of gathering information and healing, that you find something new that aligns with you more. But everyone needs like a beginning phase. Everybody needs a stepping stone. So if you're lacking confidence in your gifts and abilities, whatever field of study you are in, just remember that. And you're not alone. And there are growing pains when like you reach a certain point in your understanding of a field of study where you realize, oh, there's so much more I need to learn, or there's so much more that I don't know. And sometimes shifting your focus to something new does actually gain you access to a higher level of learning, whether that is, sorry, I'm a little bit shaky today. Um, Give me a moment. If you are like, let's say you're studying theater and you kind of were almost typecast in a certain role, or you have a limitation in your range, or like because okay, I'm being taken to musical theater. Yeah, if you are in a specific field of study and you reach a point where you feel like, oh, this is stagnant, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not improving, just taking a step back and while still looking at different places in your field, explore those new ways. Don't get like pigeonholed into being like a contralto matronly figure. Like you spent your entire life being this one person who was typecast, or you're the villain of the theater play, or you're this role that you might have auditioned for and you were chosen for, but that might not be you anymore. Maybe you want to try something new. Like go and explore that, and it doesn't even have to be in the same field. Like going with the theater example, if you're a musical theater, like try an improv group. You might find that you fit better into a group of people who allow you to just be whatever you want to be in a given moment's notice, rather than having this like typecasting role that you can never break free out of. And you can still go and sing and dance because it's like the world is your oyster. You don't have to be this one thing for the rest of your life. You can be anything you want to be. And if a group of people you've known for a while isn't kind of letting you be flexible with the role you're taking, then add a new group. Don't necessarily have to walk away from a group of people you like, but maybe finding time to be with a new group that allows you to explore a different side of you. And I would just say take that and apply it to your situation, whether you're in a career like the field of finance. Like if you, oh my gosh, that okay. I don't know if any of you are stockbrokers, but like if you're in a certain like field and you're thinking, I don't like this work anymore, maybe just find a group of people and network outside of your normal office group. And you don't have to quit your job or leave, but you gain inspiration from other people who connect with you because they're in the same field as you are. And you find yourself being able to come back to your original place of work or the original thing you love to do, whether it's theater, whether it's science or spirituality, and you gain a greater appreciation because you gave yourself permission to explore a side of you that might fall outside of what you had normally perceived as being your niche. So it's not Jophiel is saying it's understanding that it's not about finding something outside of you to make you feel like you belong. It's about discovering something that's already inside of you to make you feel a little bit more whole with wherever you are in life, and managing expectations and maybe symptoms of disappointment wherever you are, or even you in your field or in your family or in your soul group. And knowing that you don't have to choose one or the other, you can split your time with two different kind of groups of people if you so choose to. The universe is going to make allowances if you just ask and set your mind to it, and not cast judgment on yourself or others if they have a hard time seeing you, like diverting your attention in another direction, because we all are not meant to just do one thing. We are allowed to have many different people we jive with, many different groups of people. Like it's just about prioritizing yourself above all. So a lot of the vibes I got for finding joy has to do with friendships and community. And I was envisioning a group of people like college friends going on a road trip. Well, now whether you are in college or not, or you just got out, or you're on summer vacation, or you're planning a getaway with a group of friends, no matter how old you are or no matter how far apart you and your friend group is, one of the suggestions is to just rekindle that flame within you with a group of people, to be able to be free spirited like you were when you were a child. Yeah, there's a lot of songs coming through. I'm just going to put as many as I can in the description below. If you're having a hard time with me being a little bit slower today or following what's going on, that's okay. I'm tapping into this energy and it's a little bit confusing for me too, but I think we are in confusing times at the very least. So I will just have a whole chunk of songs for you to listen to and just imbibe that and just know that that's the direction that you'll be flowing in if you so choose to. So let's see what additional signs, information. Jophiel usually comes through to me. Her colors are yellow. The numbers associated with her, or her colors are yellow and white. Actually, these colors up here, she told me. Okay, I'm getting a lot of information. Bear with me. Don't pay any mind to the demons that hide in the darkness of others. You might be dealing with a lot of maybe vaguely intrusive thoughts, and those thoughts might not be stemming from you, but they might be based on an insecurity that was planted in your subconscious, or you were painted. Jophiel saying you were painted dirty and you have a clean mind. And she says you're beautiful. Just know that you are beautiful no matter what. And yeah, life can suck sometimes and people can be kind of downers and mean. But one of the things that can reconnect you with that very pure light is to find a way to forgive them and yourself for not standing up to them when you had a chance. But from now on, Jophiel does want you to stand up for yourself and your inner child. And I'm hearing for the sake of your own children too, whether you have children or not. Some of you might be new parents and kind of need to take a break away from, oh, yeah, some of you, if you've had newborn children and you're a little bit exhausted, taking even just a mini mommy daddy break. Like, if you don't have the money to rent a hotel or go on vacation, just have your child stay with like a babysitter or a grandparent or some person in the family for a night and just have a day where you can take time off and have a mini getaway. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be free. Yeah, that's a song that came up. Dreaming is Free by Blondie. Yeah, you know, finding time to be alone and to just take a step back and breathe, that can be free. Yeah, sure. I mean, technically you're losing money if you take a day off from work, but you know what? You literally are more productive as a human being if you do take time to rest, or else you're just going to be burning out. And what's the use of money if you can't have fun with it? Like, you're not here to be a workhorse to just do or die and move on with your life. And if you're a parent and you have a family and dealing with a newborn is exhausting, that's a full-time job in itself. If you're co-parenting or if you're a single parent, like, you deserve time off. So Jophiel is like, go and get that vacation time. Go and get that time where you just spend even like half an afternoon if you're that strapped for time. Be with yourself. Go on a dinner date with your significant other. Get a foot massage. Like, do something, anything, and just be kids again. Yeah, because there's this feeling like those seeds of destruction that were planted in you was a collaborative effort from people outside of you who didn't know better and who were only regurgitating what they learned themselves. So it's like whatever mess was planted into them was like this invasive weed, and they were just spitting that out into you, which then became this almost sort of like equally invasive species, which you are now unlearning through the power of friendship. So what was done out of possible good or bad faith from a group of people you associated with, maybe your family of origin, whatever lies they told you, whatever tricks they played, that were played on themselves once before, like, that can be undone with a group of people who just make you feel safe being you, who don't project onto you, who don't mirror your intrusive inner thoughts, who support you and can confirm that you are a very powerful person, whether you are a priestess or you're talented as well, whether you are a reader, whether you're an energy healer or theater or, you know, master of your craft, like they're going to support you. And to be honest, I've been doing this for 4 years and I'm still learning and growing and finding different ways of learning and growing even within my field, and you're going to keep doing that. So, you know, the people who support you are going to just be there through every single step of the way. And you might be making friends with people of all walks of life, and that's good. That's healthy. That's a clean ecosystem. You got some biodiversity in your garden. But there are some seeds that were planted in your garden that are not good for you, and you got to just uproot them. Because I like to think now of my community, the people that are in my life, as a garden, and they can each plant seeds in there. But if someone's, you know, the seeds they plant in my garden no longer aligns with me or is no longer bearing fruit, I just, you know, I had to be like, well, I don't think I want this here. Like, I'll still say hello to them. I'll still be kind to them, but I'm like, I'm not going to let this plant grow bigger than it is. You can be a tiny little like daisy in my field, but I'm just going to plant you over in the corner where you're not bothering anyone or me, and I'm just going to leave you alone until I have to like interact with you. But sometimes you do have people who are acquaintances who do make your life a little bit better or easier. And you might not have them as the center point of your garden, but you're going to kind of leave them there and leave them alone until you're like, hey, little flower. And they're like, hey, back. And it's like, okay, that's it. Sometimes you just have a little pretty little daisy planted in the corner of your emotional garden or your social garden. So think of that when you're looking at soul family. And, you know, you might transplant people, you know, from one side to the other. You might grow closer to others, and just know who and what to water. And above all else, you need to fill your own needs first, because you're the gardener. You're the one, you need to fill your own water tank and can before you can put any water into any of these plants. And these people can take care of themselves, but you're not alone, you know? So just how much you give into these thoughts is going to create that space in your mind to either grow or to wither and die. So it's about choosing. Do you listen to the thoughts that say you're no good at something, or do you listen to the people who say, hey, you're learning, you're going to get better, and by the way, you're really good at it already now? And, you know, which one do you choose to listen to? Maybe the thoughts of the supported people need to replace the thoughts of the unsupported people. So there you go. First of all, thank you for still being here if you're here through this. For me, it feels like it's a little bit of a messy reading, but I kind of have to go with the flow. And, you know, that's okay. That's the thing about reading energy. And, you know, it's okay to make a mess in the kitchen. You're cooking. The end result is going to be beautiful. And, you know, it may not be the most popular dish at the potluck, but holy moly, for the people who really know how good this is, the thing you're whipping up is, they're going to love you forever. You know, would you rather be loved by few who love you for who you are, or loved by many who don't love you? You know, not even loving you for who you're not. They don't love you. If you're not truly you, you're a version of yourself that does not exist. So choose to be with the people who love you because you exist in the way you do. And don't think about yourself as not doing something properly. Like, you can think that, oh, I'm in this kitchen and I'm not cooking it properly. And it's like, doesn't matter the mess you're making. Doesn't matter how you're doing it. We all do things differently. You know, there's people who follow a certain procedure, who go by the book and by the script, and they create an end result, and they're like, wow, this tastes like horrible. And there are people who go off script, who improvise, and they make stuff that was like, wow, this is so good. I heard the phrase sweet as candy. You're sweet as candy. Okay. So I saw someone putting on like bubblegum flavored lipstick. Oh, that's really cute. So tapping into your inner child or divine feminine and masculine at this time is going to be good for you, but it's the inner, okay, the inner divine feminine and masculine of your child. So if those of you, no matter what your gender identity is, need to work on like your inner divine feminine of your child might be like looking at nostalgic toys you had, like Polly Pocket, or playing dressed up. And like I said, it doesn't matter your gender. Embrace that pretty little princess in you of your inner child and do that inner work. And that will also help rekindle the faith between you and your inner divine mother. So, also with the inner divine masculine of your inner child, bear with me, this is a new concept for me and I'm processing it as I'm speaking. For your inner divine masculine of your inner child, playing with toys that might be traditionally masculine or doing traditionally masculine activities you would as a child, like playing baseball or Hot Wheel cars. And I know those are like societal norms of what gender is, but I played with my brother's Hot Wheel cars. I was someone who liked to climb trees. I wasn't necessarily a tomboy, but I could do both. I like to play with dress up dolls. And when I want to connect to my inner child, I play games online that are like dress up games. Or if I want to connect with my inner divine masculine child, I play like certain types of video games. Like like that's the kind of thing, and it's all about really association because we all have both in us. Like you if you know you know. um, but if you're holding on to a specific type of identity, because right here it feels like a process you're moving towards or through is about having more confidence in your own inner truth and wisdom and your voice. And if there's something emotionally heavy you're holding on to, or some part of you you're neglecting that is creating this layer or flavor of stagnancy in you, you are being invited to ask angels of joy for help, whether it is Jophiel, whether you work with angels or not, or just spirit magic in general. Work with certain entities and energies that help you feel more comfortable lighting the candle of joy inside your soul. You might have a group of 3 or more that you are with already. Okay, this has been coming up a lot today, so only take it if it resonates. If you are polyamorous and you have more than one person in your very close romantic circle, working with them a little bit closer or having everyone get together, and not in a romantic way, in sort of like having a nice funcation, like going out on the town and just enjoying each other's company. Like, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be platonic as well. But for some of you, if you identify with that, just being able to be with people who get you and help you feel free, and this sense of closeness is coming through. Maybe for those of you who follow astrology, look at your 11th house placements, because 11th house is about like community and the connections we make with other people, as well as Aquarian energy. Yeah, so a song came through. Yeah. If you are having a hard time being yourself or inviting people who allow you to be yourself into your life, there is a sense of going through a stage of grief you'll need to work through right now in order to be more comfortable and okay with letting new people in, because some of you already have a group of people that you're very close to, but a few of you or more might not and are welcoming in a group of people, because this has been coming up a lot more lately. And if that is true, then working with I keep hearing some of you are just working with angel magic. Working with Jophiel is going to help bring in new people who inspire you, who validate you, and who give you a sense of safety in being able to express that inner child. Because I keep hearing the word ignite. Firework by Katy Perry came up, like sparking that light in you and not being afraid to be you. And it's just about more so an inner wound or like an inner child wound that might be coming up that is either getting in the way or just creating this sense of needing your attention right now. Like, because I keep hearing the word sparks flying. And is there anything else, Jophiel? Yeah, so I think the overall message is don't do this on your own. You're not alone. Get out there with the people who make you happy being you. And if you don't have a group of friends right now, you are being asked to heal or required to heal yourself before meeting a new group of people. And right now, if that is the case for you, creating a sense of awareness in what those limiting beliefs or thoughts are, like like create a journal. Okay, so Jophiel wants to give homework or an assignment to those of you who identify as not really having a lot of real friends you feel comfortable with or wanting to call in a group of people who are like you. So to help you embody your vibe so you can attract your tribe, create a journal, a thought journal specifically. Create a journal and write down your intrusive thoughts when they come up, what you are doing, and try to almost reflect on it, meditate on it, meditate on everything that's going on in your mind right now, and find a way to just acknowledge it's happening. Don't resist the thoughts when they come in. Acknowledge that the thoughts are there. Don't push them away. Look at them with your own eyes and choose what you would do with it. Does it help you? Does it hurt you? Make a list of things that you are good at. Make a list of things that contradict your inner thoughts, that ridicule you. Find a way to almost be like giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. So let's say if you have an intrusive thought, like in the beginning of the reading of you're a really bad tarot reader, write that down. Write down the time you had the thought. Write down what you were doing. Take a step back and look at it and meditate. Don't attach yourself to the thought. Don't tell yourself not to think it. And don't take it on as a truth. In fact, just kind of leave it there. And then come back to that and write down what the facts are of the situation. Maybe you are around a lot of people who doubt you and your gift, or maybe you're around people who lack confidence in themselves or are negative. They might not be negative towards you. They have feelings of negativity in general, which then rubs off on you, which then you internalize, which then leads to this thought, a core wound, being re-watered. Not because they projected onto you, but at the very least, they gave you the nutrients for that soil so that planted seed could bloom. If you have a lot of negative friends who are like self-deprecating or who can't say anything positive, and you're trying to see the light in them, just bear in mind that will come back to you when you least expect it, because your mind will be almost by default ready to expect negativity. And if you're a spiritual medium and you're surrounded by people who are always negative and see the negative in themselves, you're going to be influenced by that no matter where you go. So just keep that in mind. And personally, as someone who's healed by that, that's why I can confidently say that while it's not easy to let this go and heal from it, it can be done, because I've been there, I've done that. So even when I had that thought come through my head, I'm like, oh, that's not me. So what's going on, baby? Why do you say that about yourself? I'm like, oh no, it's not me, the reader. It's someone is thinking that about themselves right now. And I want you to know that it's okay. It's not easy to free yourself from that mindset. So, and like I said, with any field of study, there that could apply to you. If you're like, oh, I'm not a good singer, or oh, I'm not a good writer, it's like, well, first of all, take a step back, write it down, and now assess who was around you that day. How do you feel? Are you feeling more positive or negative? Have your overall thoughts been more positive or negative? Was there something that came up earlier that might have compounded this issue and you're just taking out your frustration on yourself? Take a step back and just think what it emotionally resonates with you in that moment, and just keep a list and keep track of everything, and you will heal this. So that's the biggest piece of advice Jophiel has for you, to be mindful and heal from whatever inner wounds might be going on or inner conflict. And that will help you reunite with this sense of inner self, inner sacredness, and career, and a community that gets you, and being able to move on with your life with peace and love. So, and remember to listen to the music if you're drawn to it, because I think music is a very big healer and it's universal. So I just want to thank you once again, dear viewers, for joining me today. I send you the best of my love and light, and I will see you in another reading.